The little girl was sitting alone on a bench in the lobby of the Harrington Grand Hotel in Chicago, her small legs dangling above the polished marble floor, clutching a worn leather purse that was clearly too big for her tiny hands. She couldn't have been more than 4 years old, and yet there was something in her eyes, a heaviness, a quiet knowing, that made her look as though she had already lived 100 quiet sorrows. Her name was Claire, and she was waiting for her mother the way only children of struggling parents know how to wait, patiently, silently, without complaint. Marcus Holt, the 42-year-old CEO of Holt Enterprises, one of the most powerful real estate development companies on the East Coast, had just stepped out of a high-stakes board meeting when he noticed her. He was a man who had built his empire on sharp instincts and an ability to read rooms instantly, but nothing in his decades of business had prepared him for the sight of that little girl sitting there all alone, pressing the purse to her chest like it was the most precious thing in the world. Something inside him, something he had buried under contracts and quarterly reports for years, made him stop walking. He loosened his tie, crouched down to her level, and asked her gently if she was okay. Claire looked up at him with wide, cautious eyes, and then, in the smallest voice he had ever heard, she whispered something that shattered every wall he had carefully constructed around his heart. She told him that her mommy was sick, but she still worked every single day because they needed the money, and that her mommy always said sorry when she coughed too much, and that she, Claire, was trying to be very good so her mommy wouldn't be tired. She said it all as matter-of-factly as a child describes the weather, because to Claire, this was simply life, her life, the only one she knew. If you believe in kindness and that one moment of compassion can change a life forever, please like this video, leave a comment, share it with someone who needs to hear this story, and subscribe to this channel, because stories like this one deserve to be heard. Marcus sat down on the bench beside her. His entire afternoon schedule, 3 calls, 2 signings, and a dinner with investors, dissolved from his mind completely. He asked her where her mommy was, and Claire pointed toward the hallway that led to the hotel's housekeeping service corridor. Her mother, a woman named Serena, had been working as a hotel housekeeper for the past 2 years since her husband had passed away, raising Claire alone while quietly battling stage 2 breast cancer that she had been managing with free clinic visits and sheer, breathtaking willpower. She had told no one at work about her illness because she was terrified of losing the only income standing between her daughter and the street. When Serena emerged from that hallway 20 minutes later in her gray uniform, pushing a linen cart and coughing softly into a cloth she kept tucked in her sleeve, she froze when she saw a man in a $1,000 suit sitting beside her daughter, both of them apparently deep in a conversation about whether clouds were made of cotton candy. She rushed forward, apologizing immediately, instinctively reaching for Claire, bracing herself for whatever consequence was coming. But Marcus stood up slowly, looked at this woman, this exhausted, dignified, quietly heroic woman, and felt something crack open in his chest that he knew would never fully close again. He didn't just offer her help. He sat with the hotel manager that same evening and arranged for Serena to transition into a light administrative role with full health benefits. He personally contacted the oncology department at Northwestern Memorial Hospital and covered the cost of a full treatment consultation. He set up a small educational trust for Claire. And he did all of it not with fanfare or announcement, but with the same quiet steadiness that Serena herself had shown every single day she laced up her shoes and went to work despite the pain. Over the following months, as Serena began her treatment and Claire started preschool in a warm classroom with new shoes on her feet, Marcus found himself visiting them often, not as a benefactor, but as someone who had been unexpectedly rescued himself, pulled back from a life of empty achievement by a 4-year-old girl and her unbreakable mother. Because sometimes God places the smallest, most fragile-looking people in our path not because they need saving, but because we do. If this story made you feel something real, if it reminded you that kindness costs nothing but means everything, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, and subscribe so you never miss a story that matters. Serena and Claire's story is fictional, but the truth inside it belongs to millions of real families fighting invisible battles every single day. See them. Choose kindness. Always.